Okay, welcome to another video on making a platform game. In the last game we'd left off where we were where we had the enemy moving around, and if we're on the floor we'll die. So we need to now put some lives in. So if you notice where we've got, if we're falling we kill the flower, which is what we want, but if the flower hits us on the floor we will die and lose a life. So I'm just gonna for the coding and testing purposes, I'm gonna remove the player from this and I'm gonna put the flower in. So now if we're in collision on the ground we'll delete the flower. So we now need to start putting the lives sort of element in. So the first thing I need to do is add a new text. This is the same process as we did for score. So lives, I'm going to call it lives. I'll change it to 30. I'll change it to red. And the text is lives. Bold as well. We can click apply. I'll now drag that on. But we need to make sure, if you remember from previous lesson, if we go to play this now, it's not going to follow us around. You can see lives is down there and it goes off. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put it there and I'm going to change it to display so that it's on the same layer as the score, and that'll follow us around when we play the game. So that's good. The next thing we need to do is add in a new variable. So there's different types of variables we can do. We're going to do a global variable. I'm going to add a new one in. I'm going to call this life. I'm not going to call it lives, I'm going to call it life, just to show how the names will differentiate later on. And I'm going to set it to 3 lives. I'm going to click apply. So we've got our text. We've got it displayed there and we've done a global variable. We go back to our events and we need to go to when the player's on the floor, add an action. And this is similar to the coins, okay? So other actions, variables, remember to click global variable, otherwise we'll be working in scenes. Global variable. Value of a global variable. We've already got score. We want life. Choose the operator. Subtract 1 for each life. So we click OK. So now when we collide we'll subtract the life. I'm going to make a new group. I think would be the best thing to do. So I'm going to add a new group and I'm going to call it lives, and now I'm going to add this underneath it. So you need to drag it in, and I'm going to add a new action where we're going to basically replicate what we did with the change the text to display it on the screen when we lose a life. So I'm going to add an action. It's going to be on the text lives. Modify the text. Choose the operator. Set to. Value will be lives. That's the text. Plus. Then we want global value string. And the variable name we're working on is life. So we click OK. So now all things work in when we go to play the game. It says 3 on the top here. So when I go down to here now, score goes up 1 and my life's gone down to 2. So we've already made a area here called enemy. So all I need to do is drag new flowers on to test this. So I drag one flower on, and then I drag another flower on, so we got 3 flowers, so we can see our lives going down. So now that I've just dragged these flowers on, we've already applied an action to this enemy. So when I click play, you'll see that the flowers are all moving around. Lives have gone down 2, 1 and 0, so I'm now down to 0 lives. And the rest of this is similar. If I wanted, all I'd have to do is drag a left block here, right block there, and drag a flower over. And if I was to play the game again, that's how easy it is to add new enemies in. And I've lost a life because I've already applied to it. And now we've got into minus lives. So what we want to do next is when the lives are 0, we'll end the game. We'll just quit the game at this particular instance. So I'll go to my events, and in my lives here, I'm going to drag a new condition in. If you haven't got any, you just click add a new condition, and the condition is going to be on a global variable, the value of a global variable, and it's going to be life. And I'm going to do we could do less than or equal, we could do less than or equal to 0, or I could do less than 1. So I click OK. So if the global variable of life is less than 1, we'll very quickly do, we'll go to C, and we could go to the next level. We could go to start and stop screen. I'm going to quit game, and I'm going to click OK. So in our live section now, we've got all this running. So let's see what happens when we play the game. So 1, I'll drop on him to kill him. That's good. Didn't take anything away. 2, and we should now end the game. And the game ends. So that's adding in lives and ending the game. I suppose the last thing that we need to do in the next lesson is just look at changing the screen and perhaps adding a new menu in. So until next time, thank you very much.